Hello, welcome to my video. I'm going to show you how to take the entire front clip off of a 1949 or other year Advanced Design Chevy pickup. I am doing this so that I can do some work on the transmission, and I believe the easiest way will be to take the front clip off and then take the engine and transmission out as one piece, since I have the original enclosed driveline, which makes it a little bit more challenging. So that's what this video is going to show, is how you can remove the entire front clip as one piece. Before I can remove the front clip, I need to disconnect everything that runs between the cab and the front clip, and between the engine and basically the radiator, because I'm going to be removing everything as one piece. So I've gone ahead and, well, first off, I disconnected the battery, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. But then I've gone ahead and labeled all of the wires here with individual tags, and then using this video I have documented basically where everything connects. So there's the 8 wires that connect here, and then I have the 2 wires that are down on the generator that I need to make sure that I get connected correctly again. After I get these wires disconnected, then I'm going to have to take the radiator hoses off, drain the coolant obviously, and looks like I'm going to have to disconnect the heater hoses from the fender over there. Okay, and now I'm going to show you the bolts that you need to remove on the passenger side. I have already got in here, and you can see there's the 3 right there that hold the inner fender to the cab, and then there are 4, one up there, one right there, one right there, and one down here that also holds the support rod. Those are the 7 bolts that hold the passenger side of the fender and inner fender well to the cab. You'll notice there is one bolt up there that I didn't take out. That holds the fender to the inner fender, and you don't have to remove that one. Okay, moving on to the driver's side. There are also 7 bolts holding the driver's side on, and I was actually a little bit confused about this at first. Partly because of the undercoating had covered all the bolts over. There, you can see the 3 right there to the left. Those 3 actually are bolts that are threaded into a stud on the backside, so you don't have to worry about the nuts. And then there are the same 4 bolts that hold the fender to the cab, as there were on the passenger side. I started to take these bolts out right here, and then later realized that that wasn't what I needed to take apart. So again, this is the driver's side, the 7 bolts that need to be removed. Okay, on to the final 2 bolts that should be required to be removed in order to get the front clip off. They're the radiator support bolts, which you'll find down under the front here. And looks like some farmer in the past has welded in some piece of metal for some reason on the bottom of my frame. I'm not sure why, but after I take these 2 bolts out, that should be all that's required to get the front clip off. Okay, we're just about there. To summarize what I've done so far, I labeled and removed all the wires from this terminal block here, although you can see that one of them I didn't have to remove. I removed the 2 wires from the generator. They're also labeled. I disconnected both of the radiator hoses and drained the radiator. And I disconnected the heater hoses were fastened to the inner fender over there, and I disconnected those. And I took the bolts out of both of these support rods that go back to the cab. And then I should be ready. I've removed the 7 bolts from the passenger side, the 7 bolts from the driver's side, and the 2 underneath the radiator mount. And I've put this engine hoist across these two brackets here, and it's time to see if it'll come off. Okay, finally, the moment of truth. I'm not sure the front end has ever been off my truck, so it took a lot of prying and scraping to get the fenders loose from the cab. But now you can see it's lifted up and it's loose, so we're going to take it out. This is what it looks like with the front clip off. You can see that I was able to leave the front bumper on. I didn't have to take that off, and also left both of the front wheels on. Created a little bit of a challenge to get it out, but I was able to get it. Also left the support rods fastened to the cab, which got into the way. One of the things that I was unsure about was where the balance point was, and so I want to show you. I just hooked this, I used the engine hoist, and I hooked the strap on to the little brackets where the two support rods go, and as you can see, it balances fairly well right there. So there's what it looks like when it all comes off.